They were wrong for how they did you, but would never admit the mistreatment that they put you through. You went through some hard times, very hard times. For some of your haters, they said it was the school of hard knocks because you did something to deserve what life was throwing at you. Truth is, you didn't do anything. You chose to walk in your purpose, do righteous things, be a leader, stand on your own 2 feet. And people just had a problem with that. They had a problem with you growing as a person. Who has a problem with you growing? Only people that want to control, people that are very narcissistic, people that are very manipulative, don't want to see you grow. Because they want to be the one to say they had a hand in getting you to where you are. They had a hand on your downfall, and they had a hand on your upbringing. These people want to be God in your life. They tried to play God for so long, and they can't play God because you're growing for the better. You become wiser. You became wiser while you were going through this mistreatment and the slander and the backbiting from people. You were becoming a better person. You didn't believe that you deserved that treatment because you really didn't. You were just dealing with a whole bunch of people that just didn't want to see you grow, didn't want to see you succeed, didn't want to see you change for the better. For some of these people, they felt like they should have been somewhere before you. They should have had something you had. But yet, they didn't see you when you had them sleepless nights crying while you were going through stuff. They only see you for what you have now, not what you had to go through to get what you got. What came to you did not come easy. You had to put in the work. You had to sacrifice. You had to do things that the average person didn't do just to get where you are. And these people got the nerve to want to take your place. They can't take your place because they didn't put in the work you put in. They think life is just supposed to be handed to them. Life not finna give you nothing. Life ain't finna just give you everything. These people not putting in the work like you are on a spiritual level. They're not a good person like you. You were always a good person. Yeah, you make mistakes, but inwardly you were a good person. And these people just can't understand that. They can't understand why you are where you are today. Because they know they had a hand in knocking you off your high horse, so they call it. You were never on the high horse. You was always humble. But in their eyes, you were on the high horse. So they needed to push you out the way and knock you off of it. But when they pushed you off, they didn't expect you to grow back stronger and better. Grow higher in your purpose. Turn out better than what you were before. No, they weren't expecting that. So this is a big shock to people. Where you are, who you are, and what you're doing with your life today. Because they never expect somebody like you to be where you are. Because they always thought the worst for you. They always thought negative for you. They always thought the plot and scheme over you. They didn't like you without cause because they just didn't like you. You might have been the prettier one. You might have been the more innocent one compared to these people. And because you were those things, they decided and chose to despise you for it. Because you were different. Because you stood out for the better. Because your hair was a little longer. Because your skin glowed a little brighter. This is the excuses these people made. Because you were a little skinnier. And this person was bigger than you. Petty reasons. So they were very wrong with how they did you. Now they can't stand that you're still elevating and they're not. They can't stand that God chose you to break generational curses to succeed and go to new heights. They can't stand that God did that for you and not them. They can't stand that you walking in your purpose and in your power when they thought you were supposed to have fell off by now. No, you wasn't supposed to fall off. You were supposed to keep succeeding, getting knocked back off, and try it again once you get back up. That's what you were called to do. But people didn't understand that. They wanted you to be miserable, rotten, horrible. For some people, they were so evil to you, they wanted you in the pit to not get out of it. They wanted you to stay there. But because you're rising and God hid you from these people that did you wrong, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say about you, who you are. It doesn't matter what these people think about you. Only thing that matters, and I heard this from a wise person today, is what God think about you and what he calls you to do, not nobody else. That's all that matters. People tend to have a nature to switch up. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. But they can switch up, they can change up on you. That's why you can't put your trust in mankind. Because when you do that, you might be disappointed every time. Because people are going to change. People are going to do things. People are going to slander your name. People are going to backbite. People are going to gossip about you. These are the things that people do. But God won't do that. God won't do none of those things. God is the same forever and forevermore. But these people were low with how they did you. Very low. And they know they were wrong, but you would never get an apology because they feel like in their mind you deserve what you went through. You didn't deserve anything. You deserve to be treated like royalty. You deserve to be treated greatly. But they didn't want to do that because they felt like it was you. You was the one that used to be a nerd back in school. You was the one that just, you were quiet. Very quiet. You didn't talk a lot. You was the one that didn't run the parties like they did. You was the one that didn't smoke or drink. You was the one that stayed in your books. You were considered the nerdy of the nerd. Nerdier than nerd. You read books. You went to the library. You sit down quietly. The friends that you had, you no longer have those friends because they wasn't looking out for your best interests anyway. They was only looking out for their own best interests. Not yours. Because they wasn't your true friends to begin with. But they played a role like they were. And for some of them, they might have been your friend at a point in time. But when you grew and changed for the better, and they didn't, that separated you from that bunch, that crowd. Now you're in a whole new place. People are watching you. And these people that did you wrong, they regret it. A lot of them just regret it. They might not never admit it to you, but they regret it because they know you didn't deserve none of that. You didn't deserve to be treated like a second-class citizen. You didn't deserve to be treated ratchet because you're not a ratchet person. They were ratchet, but you're not a ratchet person. But they wanted you to suffer in that way. They know you did not deserve that. So now they're even more surprised at where you are. What you about to do next? What's in your cards for your future? That's none of their business, even though they're wondering. What's for your future is for your future. It has nothing to do with these people. So why they hoping and wishing and praying and whatever they're doing? Why they know they did wrong by you? They might as well just take a seat and enjoy the show. Because you're going to greater places. You're going to do bigger and better things. You're going to accomplish what they did not accomplish. Because that was your calling. And that was in your mission to complete. Says God himself. God has his hand on you. God lines you up with people that pray with you, lift up you up in encouragement. These are the people that God is lining in your direction right now in this season you're in. People that's going to pray for you and not judge you. But people that's going to genuinely pray for you. I had a woman pray for me today. Wasn't even expecting it. But I told her a little concern I was going through. And she lifted out her hands and said, Ashley, and she just started praying immediately. And she said, God got it worked out. And I couldn't help but to cry and say, God got it worked out. Even though people did wrong, people didn't always treat me right. I'm in a new season, doing something else that I never dreamed of. I've been doing 10 years ago, which is having this ministry in front of y'all. I never thought this 10 years ago I would have this. My mind was not here. My mind was on something else in my early 20s. It was on the wrong things. Most of the time it was. But God had to really work on me and deliver me from people that really did not mean me no good. So seeing this woman today, somebody that never even seen me before, pray for me and mean it from her heart, it made me feel good. It lets me know that God's still on the throne. Just as God is over the throne in your life, He's going to line you up with people that's going to pray for you. Not belittle you, not talk about you, not gossip about you, but genuinely pray for you. So you can go to that next phase and season of that He has for your life. So you can get up out that place and move to greater heights. Because there's a leak in that building and your soul has got to move. That's a gospel song if you guys don't know. There's a leak in the building, y'all, and my soul has got to move. My soul has got to move. My soul has got to move. There's a leak in this old building, and my soul has got to move. Your soul is moving. It's moving in a positive direction. You can't stay in that old leaky building. You cannot stay in that old city that you was at. You can't stay around the same people that God is calling you to leave behind, because your soul is moving into greater heights, because you got a purpose and assignment that you need to complete. So while these people was being wrong, it still worked out in your favor. God turning it around. Late in the midnight hour, God's going to turn it around. Late in the midnight hour, God is going to turn your situation around like never before. You're not even going to see it coming. You're going to be here, and the next thing you know, you somewhere else. In a greater place than where you were. You're going to look back over your life and be like, wow, I had to go through all that, but I finally made it. God got me where I'm supposed to be at. So it's working out in your favor. No matter what life threw your way, what these people try to do wrong to you, it's still working out in your favor. Because it made you a better person, despite all the challenges they put you through. And you should be rejoicing. You should be rejoicing. If you reach the end of this video, it's meant for you to hear this particular prophetic message. And if this prophetic message is not for you per se, do not worry. Not all prophetic messages is for everybody. Seek God if this prophetic message is for you. If it's for you, if it's your story. And if you would like to be a blessing to this ministry, if this is your prophetic word, I have Cashapp and Zelle donations if you'd like to donate to this ministry. It will be in the description box below this video if you would like to donate to the channel. All the recent Cashapp, Zelle, and Super Thanks donations, God bless you all. Thank you so much. I have received them. And they were a blessing, especially during the hurricane that we just had. If you like the content, please share with somebody that you know that may need to hear this message. And subscribe by hitting the notification bell if you like to see more content like this in the future. And until next time, bye-bye.